94.3 The Dude is very grateful to our men and women in uniform. We're proud to recognize local members of our military by turning the spotlight on them right now in our Soldier Salute.
Today on the Soldier Salute, we're speaking with Master Sgt Linwood Furtrell of the United States Army. All right, Master Sergeant, tell us about you.
I'm currently assigned to the Columbia Recruiting Battalion over on Fort Jackson. I work in the operations section. We do all the logistics behind the scenes. I was originally born in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where I joined the Army from 16 years ago. I joined as an infantryman. Along the way, I was married. I have a son. He lives up in Maryland. He's 13 years old. My parents both live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I have a sister, stepbrother, stepsister. My stepsister lives in Charlotte area. Everybody else still lives in the Raleigh area. I have a niece, a nephew. Is actually in basic training right now out in Fort Linwood, Missouri.
Master Sergeant, what got you charged up 16 years ago to go talk to a recruiter, raise your right hand, and serve your country?
Well, growing up, I was a blue-collar family. My dad was a truck driver. My mom was a stay-at-home mother. I really wanted to go to college and further my education. We didn't have that luxury in my family. Furthermore, as I looked around my family, everybody that had nicer homes and good jobs, they were all prior military. So as I looked at that, and I was weighing my options of what I had to either stay in my hometown and work in a factory or a blue-collar job, or go out following my distant relatives' footsteps, and I look at what they achieved versus what I was currently achieving, it was an easy decision.
So what did your mama say when you came home and said, Mama, I'm going to wear some green for a while?
Well, you know, she was upset. Her family and her father, all of her siblings had served. But, you know, when it's your son, it's a different view. So she supported me, but, you know, obviously she had the same fears that any parent has.
And now, 16 years later?
She's proud of me. You know, you look back at what I achieved. While I've been in the United States Army, it's afforded me the opportunity to pursue my education. I've achieved an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree. I've done well as far as ranking up in the military. So if you look back, she's still proud of me.
So, Master Sergeant, you've been in the recruitment battalion for a good minute now, as the kids say. What motivates you to continually talk to these young men and women to explain to them the options and really get them to understand the destiny almost of the military?
Well, as I look at some of the potential candidates for the United States Army, I see myself. I grew up in a blue-collar family and was looking to better myself. Other individuals I've spoken to have a lot more opportunity than what I had coming into the military. However, they chose different ventures because they wanted excitement or maybe just a different path in the tradition that their family takes. So, you know, it all comes down to the individual, but as we look around, there's many, many facets of people that join the United States Army. But when I talk to somebody, you talk to them all the same. It motivates me to be able to show someone the things that I've done in the Army and where I've come from and to where I'm currently at, and to give them the same opportunities that I've had in my 16-year career.
All right, Master Sergeant, 16 years ago, you decided to leave the small town up near Raleigh to join this man's army, see the world, wear that fancy green. You go through the processing, you get on the bus, you go to Fort Benning, Georgia, and see the campaign hats at Shark Attack. What is your first thought as you're looking out there?
Well, oddly enough, when I left Raleigh, North Carolina on a plane, it was July 3rd. There was a storm that night in Atlanta, so we couldn't fly in. So by the time we got to Atlanta, all the buses had stopped running to take us down to Fort Benning because of the holiday. So we spent the night in Atlanta. We get there July 4th. So it's Independence Day. I arrive at reception. Obviously, they met us. You know, we had some fun. They put us up in our rooms for the night, and they put me to bed at 9 o'clock. And I'm sitting there. I'm looking out the window. There's sun outside. I'm 3 foot from a ceiling tile. You know, I'm made to go to bed. And I look around, and I'm like, man, our friends are partying and having fun right now. I made the biggest mistake of my life.
16 years later, would you go back and tell your old self it was probably one of the best things you did?
Oh, absolutely. I'm 4 years away from possible retirement. You can go longer, but the minimum is 20 years. I get 30 days vacation every year. I've been able to achieve associate's and bachelor's degree. I'm beginning on my master's degree. I was able to transfer my post 9/11 GI Bill to my son, so he'll get to go to school for free. So looking at the whole, yes, absolutely, it was the best decision I ever made.
Master Sergeant, what's your favorite thing about serving your country?
My favorite thing is the pride that comes along with it. I mean, when you go out and you do something that only 1% of the population is willing to do, everybody thinks that the United States Army is a fallback plan, but if they really knew the qualifications of an individual to get in the United States Army, they would understand that we actually have some of the best and brightest individuals that the young population provides. And in the Army's eyes, I'm an old man at 35 years old. These kids coming out today are 17, 18 years old, and they can run circles around me. But it's something that no matter what you do in life, nobody can ever take back the fact that you served your country. And at the end of your time, you'll always have that flag draped across your coffin.
All right, Master Sergeant, what would you say to somebody listening today who maybe is considering military service, but they're not sure it's right for them.
I mean, you got to understand where you're at currently and where you want to get to. The United States Army can help you get to where you want to go. However, you got to know where that end point is and utilize the Army to get what you want out of it. I see too many people that went through their career and got out with no education, just the same as when they came in. They got no benefit out of the Army. Make sure that you utilize the Army to better yourself and better your future. Yes, it's a commitment. It's a contracted job. There is a period of time that you sign up to serve for, whether it be 2 to 6 years. So you definitely got to keep that in the back of your mind. However, you got to compare your alternatives to what you're going to be doing in those 2 to 6 years. If you're not going to be making the same amount of benefits and money in 2 to 6 years that you would in the military, then that's a small portion of your life. And I would say to anybody looking to join, think about how fast high school went by. That's 4 years. The average enlistment is 4 years or less. It goes by quick.
All right, Master Sergeant, what would you say to somebody listening today about the commitment of heart? More than just the couple of years on a contract. What about the character, the John Wayne in you?
Well, you have to go in and understand that you're becoming a part of something bigger. You know, a lot of people are about me, and you got to turn that M upside down, and it becomes we. When you become a part of the Army, you're part of something bigger, and it's not focused on one individual. We're focused on a collective mission. And there's going to be times when you're tired. There's going to be times when you're drained, and you still got to go out and complete a mission or get up in the morning and do physical training. You have those moments, but at the end of the day, I can tell you 16 years later that it's worth it.
Thanks for joining us in our Soldier Salute. This salute to our local soldiers on 94.3 The Dude is presented by Little Pigs Barbecue, serving Columbia since 1963, and All American Heating and Air. American and proud of it.